Chapter 3084. Lu Ming thrusted out his spear. A giant spear light pressed down on Jin Yuan. At this moment, Jin Yuan was in a state of panic. He hurriedly circulated his energy to block the attack. However, he could not even unleash half of his abilities. In the end, he could only let out a miserable cry before he was blasted apart by Lu Ming's spear gleam. Jin Yuan had fallen. The others in the restaurant took in a cold breath. They were terrified. Big deal. They knew that something big had happened today. Several King God Realm warriors of the Jin family had been killed. Now, even Jin Yuan, one of the 4 heroes of the Jin family, had been killed. If the Jin family knew, they would go crazy. At the same time, they were shocked by Lu Ming's power. He had just killed a King God Realm warrior of the Jin family. Now, he had killed a second King God Realm warrior. Metal life form. It's a metal life form. No wonder I didn't sense any aura before. Some people discussed animatedly. Let's go. At this moment, the second sky of King God Realm warrior of the Winged Man clan took Yi Xiong and stormed out of the restaurant through the window. Lu Ming had just killed the Jin family's warriors and Jin Yuan. Yi Xiong was scared out of his wits. The second King God Realm warrior didn't dare to linger. He took Yi Xiong and ran away. They had miscalculated. They knew they had miscalculated. They had never thought that Lu Ming would have a terrifying metal life form. Want to run away? Today, you will die together with me, Lu Ming shouted coldly. He took Qiuqiu and dashed out of the window. Boom. As soon as they were out of the window, Lu Ming thrusted out his spear. A giant spear light was like a boundless mountain range, pressing down on Yi Xiong and the Winged Men clan's warrior. The air was stirred up, creating a violent sound that alerted the people nearby. Nearby, everyone stopped to watch. Slash. The Winged Men clan's warrior flapped his wings. A sharp light slashed up to the sky, shattering Lu Ming's spear light. However, his speed was also hindered for a moment. His speed was greatly reduced. Qiuqiu seized the chance and flew out, catching up with Yi Xiong and the Winged Men clan's warrior. Young master, you go first. The expert from the Winged Men clan roared and turned around abruptly. His pair of wings rapidly enlarged and filled with boundless lightning. Then, the boundless lightning struck towards Qiuqiu. However, lightning was completely ineffective against Qiuqiu. Qiuqiu itself carried a type of terrifying lightning with boundless power, so when these lightning bolts struck Qiuqiu, they were directly absorbed by Qiuqiu. Qiuqiu was not hindered in the slightest. Its figure charged through and then slashed at the Winged Men expert. This person had not expected the lightning to be useless against Qiuqiu and was caught off guard. Poochie. Qiuqiu's saber slashed down and the man was cleaved into 2. Ah! Yi Xiong screamed in fright. Your turn. Lu Ming coldly spoke as he stepped out, rushing towards Yi Xiong. How dare you? You're courting death. At this moment, a few angry roars could be heard from the surroundings. Thereafter, a few terrifying auras spread toward Lu Ming from all directions. Under the pressure of these auras, Lu Ming's body trembled violently as if several divine mountains were pressing down on his body. He almost vomited blood. Then, several figures rushed over with terrifying speed. In a flash, they were beside Yi Xiong. There were 3 of them, 3 big men. One was wearing a golden robe, one had a pair of lightning wings on his back, and one had scales between his eyebrows. One was from the Jin family, one was from the Winged Men clan, and the last one was from the Qin family. These 3 men had been guarding the tower in the clouds. However, Lu Ming had just charged out and Qiuqiu had killed the Winged Men clan's expert. It had happened so fast that these experts did not even have time to react. When the Winged Men clan's expert was killed, they reacted and rushed over, protecting Yi Xiong in the middle. Third King God Realm. Lu Ming's face turned solemn. The 3 of them were the 3rd sky of the King God Realm experts. Their competence was terrifying. With Lu Ming's strength, he would be killed in a second if he faced a 3rd King God Realm expert. Ha ha ha, they're here. Finally, they're here. Yi Xiong exhaled in relief. Then, he laughed crazily in his heart. His eyes were ferocious. Kill. Kill this brat. He killed Jin Yuan. He killed Jin Yuan. Yi Xiong screamed. What? He killed Jin Yuan? Damn it. When the big man from the Jin family heard the news, he roared furiously. His aura exploded like a volcano. His anger soared to the sky. His murderous aura was extremely cold. His body trembled because of his anger. He gazed at Lu Ming. They had made a mistake. They had made a mistake. They had been guarding the tower in the clouds. They had seen Lu Ming enter the tower in the clouds. They had seen Lu Ming enter the tower in the clouds alone. Thus, they had not followed him. There were several second King God Realm experts and some first King God Realm experts in the tower in the clouds. It was easy for them to deal with Lu Ming. If there had been experts following Lu Ming, they would have entered the tower in the clouds as well. They had never thought that Lu Ming would have a metallic lifeform with him. The metallic lifeform was strange. When Lu Ming wore it, it looked like a piece of jewelry. Unless they sensed it carefully, they would not be able to find anything fishy. Thus, they knew they had made a mistake. They had sacrificed Jin Yuan for nothing. Kid, I will grind your bones to dust. The third King God Realm expert of the Jin family roared furiously. His wild aura locked on Lu Ming. Lu Ming felt like a mountain was pressing down on him. He couldn't move. Chocho, Lu Ming sent Chocho a message. Chocho flew back to Lu Ming and turned back into a bracelet. It wrapped itself around Lu Ming's wrist. With Chocho's power, Lu Ming shook his arm and broke the opponent's oppressive aura. However, in the next moment, the Jin family expert took a step forward. He dashed towards Lu Ming like a beam of golden light. His palm turned golden as it slammed down on Lu Ming. A loud explosion resounded in the air. The terrifying energy was like a tsunami. A third King God Realm expert's divine power was extremely shocking. It was much stronger than a second King God Realm expert. Chocho, I'm counting on you. Lu Ming sent a message to Chocho. Don't worry. It's just a third King God Realm expert. Leave it to me. Chocho's voice resounded. Then, its body wriggled, wrapping around Lu Ming's fist. Lu Ming put away his spear and punched out. Creak creak, after Lu Ming punched out, Chocho's body emitted streaks of lightning. Boom. Lu Ming's fist collided with the third King God Realm expert's palm. An earth-shattering explosion resounded. The terrifying shockwave almost blew the tower in the clouds away. Creak creak creak, Chocho's body was covered in lightning. This kind of lightning came from the bronze of the ancient god world. It was ancient and powerful. Lightning flashed and destroyed the Jin family expert's palm. Then, lightning continued to strike the Jin family expert. The third King God Realm expert was hit by a lightning bolt. He trembled and retreated. His body was numb and he almost vomited blood. Chapter 3085. Lu Ming had defeated the King God Realm expert of the Jin family with a single punch. Yi Xiong was scared to death. Attack! All of you, attack together. Let's kill this kid. Yi Xiong shouted. This kid is evil. Let's attack together. The King God Realm expert of the Jin family said. Boom. Boom. The King God Realm expert of the Winged Men clan and the expert of the Qin family attacked at the same time. 3 King God Realm experts attacked at the same time. Their aura was earth-shattering. At first, some people were watching from the sidelines. Now, they kept retreating as they were afraid of being affected. Someone, come quickly. At this moment, Yi Xiong shouted to the distance. He didn't know why, but he was still not confident. Lu Ming had brought him too much fear. Even though 3 King God Realm experts were protecting him, he still wasn't confident. He knew that there were experts from the 3 aristocratic families guarding the area. There might even be experts stronger than them. These people were used as a precaution. According to the plan, they didn't need to take action. Sending King God Realm experts to deal with a heavenly god was already overboard. Sending experts stronger than that would be a joke. But now, Yi Xiong was panicking. He hoped that more experts would come. Void-breaking hand. 7 injuring divine fists. Thunderbolt slash. While Yi Xiong was hollering, the 3 experts struck at the same time. 3 types of unique skills were directed at Lu Ming. Faced with such an attack, not to mention Lu Ming, who was merely a heaven god, even an ordinary second-tier king god would be beaten to a pulp. However, Lu Ming had Chocho. "I'm going to explode," Chocho shouted. "Come." Lu Ming shouted in a low voice and threw a punch. Creak, creak, creak. Terrifying lightning emitted from Chocho's body. Boundless lightning energy turned into 3 lightning sabers and slashed at the 3 experts. This was Chocho's ultimate attack. Chocho had used all of his strength. Boom, boom, boom. After 3 consecutive explosions, a few screams were heard. Then, the 3 figures retreated. 2 of them fell to the ground after retreating. Their bodies were black and they didn't have any aura. They were dead. 2 of them were directly killed by Chocho. These 2 people were experts from the Jin family and the Qin family respectively. Chocho had used all of its power, bursting out all of its lightning energy. That kind of lightning was too intimidating. It had killed 2 Third King God Realm experts in just 1 strike. Only the God King of the Winged Men race managed to survive. The Winged Men race's God King also controlled lightning, so his resistance to lightning was stronger. Although he didn't die, his body was charred black like charcoal. At the same time, he coughed out large mouthfuls of blood. His aura was extremely weak, and he was half dead. This time, Yixiong really nearly pissed his pants. His complexion was deathly pale, and his entire body trembled non-stop. "Let's see who will save you this time." Lu Ming took a step forward and arrived beside Yixiong. His hand reached out and grabbed at Yixiong. "No. Father, save me." Yixiong screamed hysterically. "Let go of my young master." At this moment, a long shout came from not far away. That shout pierced through the sky, shaking the entire soaring cloud district. Then, a figure rushed over at a terrifying speed. Before that figure arrived, a terrifying aura had already rushed over like a tidal wave. That aura was several times more intimidating than a Third King God Realm expert. Just as Yixiong had shouted, the experts who were guarding the area had indeed arrived. "Indeed, there are experts here. But it's too late." There was a cold glint in Lu Ming's eyes. He grabbed with his big hand and a violent force crushed Yixiong. Yixiong could only let out an indignant scream before he turned into ashes in Lu Ming's big hand. "You're courting death." The voice that was charging toward him let out a terrifying roar. A ray of terrifying light, along with the power of thunder, slashed toward Lu Ming, intending to kill him. That person was an expert of the Winged Men clan. When he heard Yixiong's scream, he immediately rushed over. He didn't expect that he would still be 1 step too late. Seeing Yixiong being killed, he wished he could crush Lu Ming's bones and scatter his ashes. What a terrifying power. He should be a 4th King God Realm expert. Lu Ming sensed his opponent's power. He deeply understood that his current strength was far from that of an expert. Chocho's body moved rapidly. In the end, it turned into a suit of armor, covering Lu Ming's body. Boom. Lu Ming and Chocho used all of their strength to resist the opponent's attack. After a terrifying explosion, Lu Ming's body was blown away like a cannonball. He flew for hundreds of miles and vomited blood. Cracks appeared on Chocho's armor. Lu Ming felt like his body was about to split open. His body was covered with hideous wounds. Blood kept flowing out. If Chocho hadn't protected him, he would have been smashed into pieces. However, even with Chocho's protection, Chocho's cultivation base was only at the 2nd King God Realm. It could kill a 3rd King God Realm expert, but it was still not enough to deal with a 4th King God Realm expert. Swish. A skinny old man appeared in the sky in front of them. This old man had a pair of lightning wings on his back. Of course, he was an expert of the Winged Men clan. At this moment, his body was trembling because of his anger. Terrifying murderous aura diffused from his body as he stared at Lu Ming. "You killed my young master. Die. Die." The Winged Men clan's elder roared. His figure dashed towards Lu Ming again. However, at this moment, a figure dashed over from behind Lu Ming. His speed was just as fast. Lu Ming only felt a gust of wind before a figure appeared in front of him. The figure threw out a palm strike and exchanged a blow with the Winged Men clan's elder. In the sky, it was like a planet had exploded. Energy spread everywhere. The Winged Men clan's elder was blown back. The figure in front of Lu Ming also took a few steps back. Wu family's man, you want to protect this kid. After the Winged Men clan's elder steadied himself, he roared angrily and stared at the figure in front of Lu Ming. The one who had suddenly appeared in front of Lu Ming was the Wu family's expert. Young Master Lu Ming, I will protect him, the Wu family's expert said resolutely. Can you protect them all by yourself? Not far away, a cold voice sounded. Following that, figures rushed over from all directions. There were at least a dozen of them. They were all middle-aged men or old men. Their auras were thick and terrifying. They were all experts of the Fourth King God realm or above. Lu Ming glanced around and found that there were people from the Jin family, the Qin family, and the Winged Men clan among them. Haha, the three big families really think highly of me. To kill me, not only did you use the Winged Men clan as bait, but you also sent so many experts. Lu Ming is really honored. Lu Ming's mocking voice arose. Around them, many onlookers understood what was going on. Chapter 3086. The three families' experts all had ugly expressions. This was especially true for the Winged clan and the Jin clan. They had suffered heavy losses this time. Yi Xiong and Jin Yuan had both died. If we had known this would happen, we would have stayed nearby and killed that brat as soon as he appeared, roared one of the Jin clan's elders. They had only stayed nearby as a precaution. They hadn't thought that things would turn out like this. Since you want to protect that brat, we'll kill you as well, roared one of the Winged clan's elders. His aura surged, and thunder rumbled. Lu Ming couldn't tell what their cultivation base was. He only felt that they were terrifying. This kind of existence wasn't something he could deal with. They could kill him with a casual wave of their hand. However, Lu Ming had come prepared today. Sure enough, as soon as the Winged clan's elder finished speaking, a voice came from the side. What arrogance! Let's see who you can kill. Following that, figures flickered and appeared around Lu Ming. They were all the Wu clan's experts. There were more than 10 of them, and each of them was incomparably powerful. In order to help Lu Ming, the Wu clan had also dispatched a large number of experts. They didn't hesitate to go against the three families. Lu Ming was truly grateful for this. The Wu clan's experts erupted with their auras and confronted the three families' experts. It seems your Wu clan was prepared, said the Winged clan's elder coldly. The Jin clan and Qin clan's people were also incomparably gloomy. Seeing this scene, they still didn't understand that they had been tricked by Lu Ming. They had tricked Lu Ming, but they had been tricked by Lu Ming instead. Clearly, Lu Ming had long since expected danger and had allied with the Wu clan. He had the Wu clan's experts lie in ambush, ready to help at any time. Could it be that your Wu clan wants to start a war with our three families for this brat? Asked one of the Jin clan's elders coldly. His voice was filled with threat. Then let's start a war. My Wu clan isn't afraid of you, replied a large man from the Wu clan. This time, the Wu clan head had personally given the order to protect Lu Ming's life no matter what. How could they be afraid of the other party's threat? Moreover, the Wu clan, the Jin clan, and the Qin clan had always been at odds with each other. How could the Wu family compromise in front of the Jin family and the Qin family? Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. An old man from the Winged Men race roared. The wings on his back expanded rapidly, and thunder rumbled. With a flap, he charged towards Lu Ming. However, an expert from the Wu family stepped forward and waved his hand. 10,000 horses galloped forward and condensed into huge war horses that charged towards the expert from the Winged Men clan. The two of them clashed and exchanged a few moves, but it was difficult to determine the victor. Kill. Kill. The other experts of the three clans made their moves too, unleashing their cultivation and charging toward Lu Ming. Protect young Master Lu Ming. An old man of the Wu family gave the order. Immediately, more than a dozen experts from the Wu family formed a wall, blocking Lu Ming behind them as they fought against the experts of the three clans. Immediately, the entire area boiled over, terrifying auras filled the air, emitting destructive power. With so many Divine King experts fighting, this kind of power was enough to threaten the safety of a life star. However, this was the 9 extinction Heavenly King residence. As everyone fought and their auras reached a certain level, lines of incomparably thick runes appeared on the ground. These runes were incomparably thick, like a divine dragon. They intertwined on the ground, forming a great formation to protect the safety of the planet. In a place like the 9 extinction Heavenly King residence, the entire planet had already been set up with a great formation. Otherwise, with so many experts in the 9 extinction Heavenly King residence, a great battle was unavoidable. Without the Great Formation's protection, the entire planet would have been destroyed long ago. With the Great Formation's protection, the power of the battle was completely absorbed by the Great Formation. Both sides fought fiercely, but the experts of the Wu family were wholeheartedly protecting Lu Ming. They did not ask for merit, but only wanted to avoid mistakes. The other party could not kill Lu Ming even if they wanted to. After a few dozen moves, the experts of the 3 clans retreated, their faces gloomy. Good, very good. Lu Ming killed my winged clan's young master Yi Xiong. Let's see how your Wu family will protect him. Send a message to the patriarch, report this matter to him. A winged clan elder roared. Young master Jin Yuan has been killed. Send a message to the patriarch. A Jin family expert also spoke. Then, the Qin family's experts also sent a message to the Qin family's patriarch. The Wu family's experts' faces changed. This matter was already out of their control. Now, they could only send the news to the Wu family's patriarch. Everyone sent messages to each other, and then confronted each other. Could it be that the various patriarchs are coming? The surrounding onlookers were dumbfounded. They did not expect things to develop to this point. They continued to retreat, increasing the distance between them to avoid being affected. Time passed second by second. Suddenly, an oppressive aura came from the west. When this aura swept over, many people felt that it was difficult to breathe. Before anyone could react, a terrifying pressure surged over from that direction. It was like an ant facing a tsunami that was hundreds of meters high. Rumble, the pressure became stronger and stronger. Some of the weaker cultivators could not help but vomit blood. Everyone looked in that direction in horror. It seemed that there was a terrifying giant beast flying over. Someone is coming. Someone suppressed his fear and whispered. Then, everyone saw a middle-aged man from the winged men walking over from that direction. This person seemed to be walking very slowly, step by step. But with each step, endless distance passed under his feet. In a few breaths, this person appeared in the sky. That incomparably terrifying pressure was being emitted from this person. This subordinate greets the patriarch. When the winged clan's experts saw this middle-aged man, they quickly bowed respectfully. Many people were shocked. This person was actually the patriarch of the winged clan. The winged clan was a powerful clan in the 9 extinction Heavenly King Palace. The patriarch of the winged clan was definitely an overlord in the 9 extinction Heavenly King Palace. His strength was unfathomable. Such a person had personally come today. The patriarch of the winged clan swept his gaze across the scene. His eyes were incomparably cold. He said, Yi Xiong has been killed. Although his voice was calm, anyone could tell that it contained a terrifying killing intent. Yes, yes. An old winged clan's expert replied while trembling. Who killed him? The patriarch of the winged clan asked. Him, Lu Ming. The old winged clan's expert pointed at Lu Ming. A bunch of trash. The patriarch of the winged clan scolded. The experts of the winged clan lowered their heads, not daring to breathe. Chapter 3087. The winged family's patriarch turned to Lu Ming, his eyes flickering with killing intent. He knew he had miscalculated. He had actually been schemed against by a junior, and his own son had been killed. It could be said that he had given Yi Xiong to Lu Ming to be killed. Xiong, father will definitely get revenge for you. The winged family's patriarch muttered to himself. Then his powerful aura surged toward the Wu family's experts. "All of you, scram, and I can spare your lives," shouted the Winged family's patriarch. "Winged family's patriarch, my Wu family will protect young Master Lu Ming." One of the Wu family's men clenched his teeth. Although they didn't have the slightest chance of victory against the Winged family's patriarch, they still had to do what the patriarch had told them to do. Even if they had to pay with their lives. "Since you want to protect him, then I'll send you all on your way." The Winged family's patriarch's voice was incomparably cold, emitting killing intent. "Yi Kwong, what arrogance. Let's see how you'll kill him." At this moment, a cold voice rang out from behind Lu Ming's group. As soon as he finished his words, another person appeared behind Lu Ming and the rest. Lu Ming looked over and saw a large man in embroidered robes. His appearance was a bit similar to Wu Zifeng, but he was even more imposing. Patriarch. Seeing this large man, the Wu family's people were delighted and hastily bowed. Lu Ming's heart shook. So this person was the Wu family's patriarch. He was an existence on the same level as the Winged family's patriarch. He was one of the overlords of the 9-extinction Heavenly King Mansion. Junior Lu Ming greets the Wu family's patriarch. Lu Ming also cupped his fists and bowed. "Haha, there's no need to be so courteous." The Wu family's patriarch laughed and waved his sleeve. A surge of energy lifted up Lu Ming. "Wu Hani," the head of the Winged Man clan whispered when he saw the head of the Wu clan. His eyes turned cold. "Yi Kwong, as the patriarch of a family, are you bullying my Wu family because we have no one to fight? Come, if you want to fight, I'll accompany you." The head of the Wu family was very domineering. He took a step forward and appeared in front of Lu Ming and the others, facing the head of the Winged Man family. Boom! Frightening auras burst forth from the two of them. As their auras clashed, the entire sky within a radius of 1,000,000 li began to tremble violently, as though it was about to collapse. In the middle of the clash of their auras, the void was distorted. Strong qi whistled as if it was about to turn into chaos. The surrounding people retreated again and again, their faces filled with fear. How terrifying. Is this the strength of a family head? Too shocking. I've heard that the clan head's cultivation has reached the pinnacle of the God King realm, allowing him to look down on the other God Kings. Now that I've seen it for myself, it seems like the rumors are true. Some of the more powerful God Kings muttered in shock. Peak of the Divine King realm, this was the cultivation of the Winged clan and Wu clan's patriarchs. They looked down on all Divine Kings and were incomparably powerful. Such a cultivation was extremely rare even in the entire 9 absolute Heavenly King manor. They were the overlords of a region. In the 9 absolute Heavenly King mansion, although there were existences above the Divine King realm, those existences were extremely rare and rarely took action. Therefore, if those existences did not take action, the pinnacle of the Divine King realm would be considered as a pinnacle expert. Now, such a figure was going to take action. The auras of the two of them were getting stronger and stronger as they continued to clash in the void. Violent explosions resounded in the sky. Boom! Suddenly, an equally frightening aura surged forth from another direction. That aura mixed with the head of the Winged Man family's aura and pressed down on the head of the Wu family. A terrifying explosion resounded. The head of the Wu family's face changed, his body trembled slightly and involuntarily retreated a few steps. In the distance, a golden light rapidly arrived. With a few flickers, it appeared beside the head of the Winged Man family. That person's entire body was covered in golden light. His aura was terrifying, not the slightest bit inferior to the head of the Winged Man family and the head of the Wu family. Greetings to the head of the family. At the scene, the experts of the Jin family quickly saluted. Everyone's heart shook once again. Another clan head had arrived. Today, there would be a great show to watch. After the head of the Jin family arrived, his gaze swept across the crowd and landed on Lu Ming. His eyes contained shocking killing intent. He had already received news that Jin Yuan had been killed by Lu Ming. Of the 4 most talented people of the Jin family's younger generation, 2 of them had actually been killed by Lu Ming. His heart was filled with monstrous fury. Wu Hani, this brat killed many of my Jin family's heavenly geniuses. He even killed Brother Yi's son. He has committed a heinous crime and must be executed, said the head of the Jin family coldly. His voice was filled with killing intent. What if I say no? Asked the head of the Wu family. If you say no, I'm afraid you won't be able to protect him by yourself, said the head of the Jin family. His entire body was like a golden sun. His terrifying aura made it difficult for everyone to breathe. That's right. If you want to protect him, then we can only kill you first. I believe the Heavenly King won't blame us. At this moment, another voice rang out. This voice didn't come from the head of the Winged Man family or the head of the Jin family. It came from another person. Just as he finished speaking, another figure suddenly appeared on the other side. This was also a middle-aged man. He was extremely handsome, and there was a scale between his eyebrows that made him look rather sinister. Greetings, family head. The people of the Qin family immediately bowed. Everyone's hearts shook once again. The head of the Qin family had also arrived. Another peak divine king had arrived. Normally, such people were rarely seen. Many people wanted to greet them, but they didn't expect 4 of them to come today. Haha, Brother Qin, you've also come. The head of the Winged Man family smiled, then looked at the head of the Wu family and said, Wu Hani, let's see how you're going to protect him now. The head of the Wu family frowned, his expression somewhat ugly. He didn't expect that the heads of the 3 great families would all come. If it was just one of them, he wouldn't be afraid. But if 2 of them attacked together, he definitely wouldn't be a match. If 3 attacked together, he would definitely die. At this moment, even if he wanted to protect him, he was powerless. I didn't expect that the heads of the 3 great families would all come out for a junior. Truly laughable. Sneered the head of the Wu family. The heads of the 3 great families also had ugly expressions. Today, they had appeared, and the 3 great families would definitely lose face. Since they had already lost face, then they definitely couldn't let Lu Ming go. Wu Hani, I'll give you one more chance. Hand over that brat, or I'll kill you as well. The head of the Winged Man family coldly shouted. His aura became even more oppressive. Lightning covered his entire body, making him look like a god of lightning. The head of the Wu family frowned. The current situation really made it difficult for him to back down. Ha ha ha, I, Lu Ming, am truly honored to trouble 3 peak divine kings to personally come. Even if I die, it's worth it. At this moment, Lu Ming laughed, then stepped forward and arrived beside the head of the Wu family. Wu family head, many thanks for your good intentions. But today's matter, let this junior deal with it himself. Lu Ming cupped his fists towards the head of the Wu family. Chapter 3088. Why don't you let me deal with it myself? Lu Ming's voice spread across the entire place. Many people were stunned. Wouldn't it be a dead end if they let him deal with it himself? Seems like he knows that he's going to die, so he's going all out. He doesn't want to implicate the Wu family, so he's going to die. Seems like he's quite loyal. Some people discussed. Very well, kid. Kill yourself and I'll leave your corpse intact. The Winged Man family's patriarch said coldly. Unless it was a last resort, he really didn't want to kill a heavenly god junior. It would be a disgrace if word got out. Kill myself? Why should I kill myself? Lu Ming curled his lips slightly and said, Since I came to the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion, I've been secretly ambushed. After coming to the Starry Sky Camp, I've been troubled by the few of you. You're always trying to kill me. I've always been curious as to why you're targeting me and trying to kill me. Now, I understand. At this point, Lu Ming paused for a moment and then said loudly, That's because you guys are the masterminds behind the theft of the 9 Dew Divine Crystal. I have evidence of you guys on me. Therefore, you guys are always trying to kill me and snatch the evidence from me. You're not even afraid of being embarrassed. You even took action personally, right? What? There's such a thing. Many people were shocked by Lu Ming's words and they were shocked. Some people even looked at the people from the 3 major families with suspicion in their eyes. It was no secret that the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal was stolen by the people from the Qin Tian Starfield. Only those with brains could guess that there must be a spy in the 9-extinction Heavenly King mansion. Otherwise, how could the people from the Qin Tian starfield steal the 9-extinction divine crystal? The key point was, who was the spy? They couldn't find a clue. Now that Lu Ming said that, everyone couldn't help but suspect that the spy was really the Jin family, the Qin family or the Winged Man family. The patriarchs of the 3 major families' faces changed. This was a serious crime. If it was true, even the 3 major families couldn't escape the blame. Little brat, what nonsense are you talking about? The Winged Man family's patriarch shouted, his aura violent. I'll kill you. The head of the Jin family became even more violent. He stepped out and was about to kill Lu Ming. Do you want to kill me and destroy the evidence? Lu Ming shouted. Hearing this, the Jin clan head stopped abruptly. His face was extremely cold, and the murderous intent in his eyes grew stronger. He was so depressed that he wanted to vomit blood. However, at this moment, he really couldn't kill Lu Ming. Once he killed Lu Ming, wouldn't it confirm Lu Ming's words? Nonsense. Do you know what kind of crime it is to slander us? The head of the Jin family said coldly. Don't you know in your heart whether or not you have slandered me? Lu Ming was not afraid at all. His voice spread throughout the entire arena. This caused the Winged Nation clan's patriarch and Qin clan's patriarch to feel somewhat bewildered. Among them, the head of the Jin family wanted to kill Lu Ming the most. Could it be that what Lu Ming said was true? That the Jin family was really a mole and deliberately dragged them down? The head of the Jin family glanced at the faces of the Winged Nation clan's patriarch and Qin clan's patriarch. How could he not know what they were thinking? The anger in his heart burned even more fiercely. Little brat, you said that you have evidence to prove who was the mole who stole the 9-extinction divine crystal. Well, now take it out. Take out the evidence. The head of the Jin family said loudly and stared at Lu Ming. That's right. Take out the evidence. If you're talking nonsense, I'll make you beg for death. The head of the Winged Nation clan also shouted. Both of them looked as if they had a clear conscience. This made Lu Ming feel somewhat bewildered. Could it be that these families were really not the mole who stole the 9-extinction divine crystal? Or were they just putting up a front? Well, if you want to see it, I'll show it to you, Lu Ming said loudly. His voice spread far and wide. When Lu Ming's voice fell, a rainbow light flashed in the sky. Then, a figure appeared beside Lu Ming. This figure was none other than Blue Merchant. This was something that Lu Ming and Blue Merchant had discussed long ago. When the time was right, Blue Merchant would appear and show the projection to the public. Blue Merchant, it's you. Seeing Blue Merchant, the heads of the Jin family, Winged Nation clan, and Qin clan couldn't help exclaiming. Obviously, they all knew the Blue Merchant. What? Surprised to see me? Blue Merchant said indifferently. Who is this kid to you? Why are you protecting him? The head of the Jin family asked coldly. Blue Merchant used to be Jing Yu's teacher. In the entire Taishu dynasty, he was a high and mighty figure. His status was much higher than the heads of the 3 families. But now, they didn't need to be afraid of Blue Merchant at all. He was just a demoted person. Lu Ming. He's my son-in-law. Can't I? Blue Merchant said indifferently. Huh. Many people were stunned. Lu Ming was Blue Merchant's son-in-law? Lu Ming touched his nose and was speechless. Did this guy really want to sell his daughter to him? He actually said that Lu Ming was his son-in-law in public. However, under such circumstances, Lu Ming couldn't deny it. He could only keep quiet. The evidence you want is in my hand. Then, Blue Merchant added. Many people's eyes fell on Blue Merchant. Did Blue Merchant really have the evidence of the 9-extinction divine crystal being stolen? If so, it was definitely a big deal. Everyone was curious. Then take it out, the head of the Jin family said. His face was calm and there was no unusual expression. Lu Ming and Blue Merchant were a little confused. The other party was so calm. Could it be that they guessed wrongly? Or, was he really putting up a strong front? At this point, there was no way out. It all depended on who could keep their composure. Of course we have to take it out. However, this is a big deal. Before we take out the evidence, I want the Heavenly King Divine Guards to come and be witnesses, Blue Merchant said. Heavenly King Divine Guards. Some people's faces changed. The Heavenly King Divine Guards were a group of guards under the direct command of the 9 Extinction Heavenly King. They were all extremely powerful and had great power. They were in charge of enforcing the law. If anyone was found to be the spy who stole the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal, the Heavenly King Divine Guards could directly enforce the law and destroy the culprit. Blue Merchant wanted to put pressure on the other party. If the 3 families really had spies, they would most likely lose their composure and be blackmailed. As the saying goes, those who confess will be lenient. Those who resist will be punished severely. If they confess first, they might be dealt with lightly. That was the human heart. Blue Merchant and Lu Ming's plan was to use strong pressure to blackmail the other party into revealing themselves first. Okay, then let's invite the Heavenly King Divine Guard. The head of the Winged Man family spoke first. I agree too. Then, the head of the Qin family followed. I agree too. Finally, the head of the Jin family nodded. Lu Ming and Blue Merchant looked at each other in confusion. Could it be that they were mistaken? The spy was not one of the 3 families. Chapter 3089. Alright, let's invite the Heavenly King Divine Guard. Blue Merchant said loudly. Then, the Wu family and the 3 major families sent people to invite the Heavenly King Divine Guards. Everyone waited quietly. Not long after, there were streaks of rainbow light flying over from afar. As the rainbow light faded, a group of figures appeared in the sky. A few of them were from the 3 major families and the Wu family. There were more than 10 middle-aged men in purple gold armor. Their auras were as heavy as a mountain. Especially the leader. His aura was violent like a war god. He was extremely terrifying. His aura was as strong as the patriarch's. Obviously, he was also a peak divine king. Commander Wang. Long time no see, Commander Wang. Seeing this person, the Jin family patriarch and others greeted him. Commander Wang nodded and said, "You said that there is evidence of the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal being stolen. Where is the evidence?" Lan Shong said it. He said he has evidence. The Winged Man family patriarch said. Commander Wang looked at Blue Merchant and was slightly surprised. He said, "Blue Merchant, you have evidence." "That's right." Lan Shong nodded, and then a simple and unadorned axe appeared in his hand. "This is my son-in-law, Lu Ming. He obtained the storage ring of the Dark Knight Demon King in a place called Demon Capital Mountain in Chu Tien Starfield. There is this axe in it. A projection is sealed in this axe. It records how the people of the Qin Tien Star area colluded with the spies of the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion through the Dark Knight Devil to steal the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal." Blue Merchant said loudly. "Then open it and take a look," Commander Wang said. Blue Merchant glanced at the Jin family patriarch, the Winged Man family patriarch and the Qin family patriarch. He found that the 3 of them were just staring at him with bright eyes. They did not show any fear or uneasiness. Blue Merchant frowned. A thought flashed through his mind. Perhaps, the 3 families were not the traitors. However, at this time, the projection could only be made public. "All right." Blue Merchant nodded and then formed a seal. The axe glowed, and the projection of Lu Ming that he had seen last time appeared again. Everyone stared at it without blinking. Soon, they finished watching the contents of the projection. "It's really the people from Qin Tien Starfield who stole the 9 Extinction God Crystal. And there really is a spy. However, those spies were all wrapped in black robes, and I couldn't see their faces clearly. Furthermore, they didn't reveal which force they were from. But I've finally found the 9 Extinction Godly Crystal." After seeing the projection, the scene fell into an uproar. Everyone was discussing animatedly. "Hey, is this your evidence?" Although they had found the whereabouts of the 9 Extinction God Crystal, who was the spy? "I don't know." The head of the Jin family sneered. "That's right. This brat dares to slander our 3 great clans. How audacious." The head of the Winged Person clan shouted coldly, his aura ice cold. "Brat, let me tell you. I want to kill you because you killed my Jinn family's geniuses. Today, you must pay with your life. The head of the Jinn family shouted coldly and took a step forward. His violent aura soared to the sky and his killing intent was as cold as a knife. Now, he could finally take action without any scruples. That's right. You killed my son. You must pay with your life. The head of the winged person clan flapped his wings and thunder rumbled like a thunder god. As for the head of the Qin family, his figure flashed and his aura locked onto the head of the Wu family to prevent him from intervening. Ridiculous. The Jin family has targeted me repeatedly and tried to kill me. Can't I resist and kill back? And Yi Xiong, in the Starfield ancient city, he targeted my wife and almost killed her. Can't I take revenge? Lu Ming laughed. He was fearless facing the heads of the major clans. I don't care what reason you have. Since you killed my Jin family's people, you must die. The head of the Jin family shouted domineeringly. His body was covered with dazzling golden light. He stretched out a palm and formed a golden palm, grabbing at Lu Ming. The palm was huge and boundless, covering a part of the void with a terrifying aura. Lu Ming realized that he couldn't move his body at all. His body seemed to be sealed and he couldn't even blink his eyes. In the face of a divine king, Lu Ming was too weak, like an ant. Stop! The head of the Wu family shouted and wanted to help. However, the head of the Qin family released his aura and locked onto the head of the Wu family. As long as the head of the Wu family made a move, the head of the Qin family would also release a thunderous attack. The head of the Wu family couldn't make a move at all. That kid called Lu Ming is dead meat. It's a pity that a generation's genius provoked the heads of the three major clans. There's no hope for him. Many people sighed. At the side, Commander Wang and the rest of the Heavenly King Divine Guards had no intention of intervening. The golden palm was about to grab Lu Ming. If it hit, Lu Ming would die no matter how strong he was. The gap between them was too big. However, at this moment, a sword light flashed and slashed at the golden palm. Boom! The sword light slashed on the golden palm and a violent explosion erupted. Then, the sword light and the golden palm collapsed and disappeared. The head of the Jin family narrowed his eyes and looked at the blue merchant. Just now, it was the blue merchant who attacked. You want to kill him? Have you asked for my permission? The blue merchant said indifferently. He took a step forward and landed in front of Lu Ming. Lu Ming's body suddenly relaxed. The pressure that the head of the Jin family exerted on him disappeared without a trace. Lu Ming heaved a sigh of relief. He realized that his body was drenched in cold sweat. Facing someone like the head of the Jin family, he was under too much pressure. More importantly, he couldn't resist at all. Blue merchant, you want to intervene? The head of the Jin family said coldly. Of course, he is my son-in-law. Do you think I will watch him be killed? The blue merchant said indifferently. Hehe, what can you do if you don't watch? Do you still think you are the blue merchant of the past? The teacher of the rebellious Jingyu? That's all in the past. Back then, your star core was destroyed. What do you have to stop me? The head of the Jin family sneered with slight disdain. What? His star core was destroyed. Lu Ming was shocked. This was the first time he heard of this. It turned out that Blue Merchant's star core was destroyed. After breaking through to the Divine King realm, the divine fire would condense into a star core. The star core was the core of a cultivator. It was no wonder that Blue Merchant, as Jingyu's teacher, was not sealed. Instead, he was allowed to be free. What kind of trouble could a person with a destroyed star core cause? Even if my star core is destroyed, it is enough to deal with people like you. The Blue Merchant smiled faintly, looking very confident. Arrogant. Then let me see what kind of ability you, the person who was called the Imperial Preceptor in the past, have. The head of the Jin family said coldly. He took a step forward and his aura exploded. Chapter 3090. The Jin family head's aura exploded, emitting a dazzling golden light. Then, he slammed his palm toward Blue Merchant. Boom! The void trembled and exploded continuously. The scene was terrifying to the extreme. Peak God King experts really had the power to destroy the heavens and earth, and even a life planet. Once they attacked, it was too terrifying. Facing a person with a crippled star core, he used a terrifying killing move right off the bat. He wanted to thoroughly kill Lan Shong. However, in the face of this attack, Lan Shong's expression was calm. The center of his brows glowed, and a resplendent light gushed out, forming runes. These runes intertwined with each other, forming a battle sword. The battle sword pierced through the air and slashed out, stunning the world. Boom! The battle sword collided with the Jin family head's void-shattering palm, and an earth-shattering explosion erupted. Buzz! The battle sword vibrated continuously, and endless sword chi slashed toward the Jin family head. The Jin family head's body shook violently, and he retreated like a meteorite. He retreated a few thousand miles, and his face was ugly. He was repelled by a person with a crippled star core. Soul power, how can your soul be so powerful? The Jin family head shouted angrily. Just now, Blue Merchant did not use divine power, but soul power. However, how could a person's soul power be so powerful? To be able to repel a peak divine king. So what if I don't have divine power to deal with you? Blue Merchant said indifferently. I don't believe it. Void-shattering palm and void-shattering sword. The Jin family head roared, and he used both of his ultimate skills. The golden battle sword pierced through the air, and the golden palm slashed toward Blue Merchant like a heavenly blade. The two types of attacks were aimed at Lan Shong's two vital points. The power of their attacks was shocking. The void-shattering palm and void-shattering sword were both used, but the Jin family head's attacks were 108,000 times stronger than Jin Yuan's. However, Blue Merchant remained calm. His glabella shone, and his soul power surged out, forming runes. Then, it turned into a battle sword, and he slashed out a few times. Clang! Clang! The two of them exchanged a few more blows, but the result was that the Jin family's patriarch was completely suppressed. He kept retreating, and the golden light on his body dimmed. With his hands behind his back, Blue Merchant stepped out, revealing his peerless elegance. Don't all of you want to attack? Then let's attack together. Blue Merchant's voice rang out, and countless runes transformed into a huge palm that grabbed at the winged race's patriarch. He wanted to fight one against two. A person with a crippled star core was going to fight two peak divine kings at the same time. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would have found it hard to believe. The clan leader of the winged clan let out a long howl. With a flap of his wings, thunder rumbled and boundless thunderbolts blasted towards the giant hand formed by the Blue Merchant. But when the palm pressed down, endless lightning was annihilated. The terrifying palm energy sent the winged race's patriarch flying. Dong! Then, Blue Merchant stepped out, and the void trembled crazily. Endless runes condensed into two giant hands. One blasted towards the clan leader of the Jin family, and the other blasted towards the clan leader of the winged race. The leaders of the two clans screamed and used all of their strength to fight back. However, even if the two of them joined forces, they were still no match. They were completely suppressed. After a few moves, the two patriarchs were hit by the giant hand, and their bodies were thrown thousands of miles away. Their bodies trembled, and they vomited blood. They were severely injured. Hiss! Many people at the scene gasped, looking at the figure standing in the void with his hands behind his back. They were filled with shock and disbelief. A person with a crippled star core was able to severely injure two patriarchs with just his soul power. What kind of combat strength was that? If his star core was not crippled, how strong would he be? Everyone seemed to be able to see Blue Merchant's unparalleled glory in the past. Back then, Jing Yu had appeared out of nowhere. His talent was unparalleled and rarely seen in the world. At a young age, he rose to power and became the top expert of the Taishu dynasty, suppressing the other princes and even the crown prince. At that time, Jing Yu's teacher was also peerless and unparalleled in the world. His strength was unfathomable. At that time, many people thought that Jing Yu would become the ruler of the Taishu dynasty in the future and become the sacred emperor of the Taishu dynasty. Therefore, Blue Merchant was called the imperial preceptor. Originally, So many years had passed since Lanshong's planet core had been destroyed. Many people had almost forgotten about this person, thinking that he would fall silent and disappear forever in the long river of history. They never thought that Blue Merchant's soul power would be so terrifying. Lu Ming is under my protection. How are you going to kill him? Blue Merchant stared at the clan leader of the Jin family and said disdainfully, "Damn it." The clan leader of the Jin family and the clan leader of the winged race roared in their hearts. Both of their families had existences surpassing the God King realm, but there were very few of them. They were all old antiques who had lived for a long time and were in seclusion. If they were to invite such people to deal with a heavenly God realm junior, they would be laughed at. Today, with Blue Merchant here, they really couldn't kill Lu Ming. Commander Wang, this Lu Ming killed many of our Jin family's experts in broad daylight, as well as the winged race and Qin family's experts. Such a lunatic, he must be punished. The clan leader of the Jin family suddenly turned to the commander of the heavenly divine guards and said with cupped fists, "That's right. My son, Yi Xiong, was also killed by this person when he was drinking here. He must pay with his life." The clan leader of the winged race also said. They couldn't deal with Blue Merchant, so they could only ask for help from the heavenly divine guards. The heavenly divine guards were responsible for guarding the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Manor, and this place was also within the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Manor. The heavenly divine guards naturally had the right to intervene. Commander Wang frowned, looked at Lu Ming and said, "Is there such a thing? We tried to kill me many times before, and Yi Xiong almost killed my wife. I'm just taking revenge." Lu Ming said, "Bullshit, it's all nonsense. All of this is nonsense from him. When did my Jin family want to kill him? He's the one who tried to frame us. He even slandered us that we're the spies who stole the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Manor." The clan leader of the Jin family shouted, completely pushing away the matter of wanting to kill Lu Ming. As the head of a family, how could he say such words? How shameless. Lu Ming mocked. The clan leader of the Jin family's face was gloomy and said, "A life for a life. Commander Wang, please enforce the law." As long as the heavenly divine guards intervened, it was useless no matter how strong Blue Merchant was. The heavenly divine guards were full of experts, and there were even existences that surpassed the God King realm. Although Blue Merchant was strong, he had not reached the level of surpassing the God King realm. "If that's the case, Lu Ming, you'll have to come with us." Commander Wang looked at Lu Ming. "Wait." At this moment, the clan leader of the Wu family's voice sounded. "Clan leader of the Wu family, do you have something to say?" Commander Wang said. Chapter 3091. That's right. The Wu family's patriarch stepped out and said, "Although Lu Ming killed several people, don't forget that Lu Ming found the whereabouts of the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. This is a great contribution. It can't be offset by the lives of several insignificant people. I think not only is Lu Ming not guilty, he should be heavily rewarded." "What? What did you say? You're talking nonsense." The Jin family's patriarch, Winged Man family's patriarch, and the others roared, glaring at the Wu family's patriarch. The people Lu Ming killed were the Winged Man family's patriarch's son and one of the Jin family's 4 heroes. In the Wu family's patriarch's words, these people became insignificant passers-by. Preposterous. Commander Wang frowned. The Wu family's patriarch was right. Finding the whereabouts of the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal was indeed a great contribution. He should be heavily rewarded. These are two different things. He found the whereabouts of the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. He indeed has a contribution, but that doesn't mean he can be lawless, disregarding the law, and kill the innocent. The Jin family's patriarch roared, "Speaking of contributions, everyone here has contributed to the Heavenly King Manor, but can you disregard the law just because you have contributed? Therefore, these are two different things. He should be punished." "That's right, a life for a life. This kid must die." The Winged Man family's patriarch also roared. "Ridiculous. Reward and punishment should be clear. Are the people who died more important than the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal? I think it's enough to offset the fault. I should even reward him," the Wu family's patriarch said. Commander Wang's frown deepened. He was in a difficult position. If it was an ordinary matter, he could easily solve it. But now, on one side was the Jin family's patriarch, the Winged Man family's patriarch, and on the other side was the Wu family's patriarch and a blue merchant with unfathomable strength. This put him in a difficult position. No matter how he judged, he would offend one side. I can only try my best to balance it out. Commander Wang muttered in his heart, then said loudly, Lu Ming killed people for no reason, it's a great crime, he should be sentenced to death, but since he found the whereabouts of the 9 extinction divine crystal, his contribution should offset the fall. Lu Ming sneered. Commander Wang's actions showed that he did not offend either side, but in fact, he was still biased towards the Jin family's patriarch and the others. Logically speaking, he discovered the whereabouts of the 9 absolute divine crystal. This was a great contribution. The 9 absolute divine crystal was a precious treasure of the 9 absolute heavenly king mana. How shocking was its value! The Wu family's patriarch was right. To the 9 absolute heavenly king mana, the 9 absolute divine crystals' value was far above Yi Xiong, Jin Yuan, and the rest. This was supposed to be a heavy reward, but the other party had brushed it off with just a few words. However, the Jin family's patriarch and the others obviously didn't want to let it go so easily. No, we can't let him go like this. Wouldn't our Jin family's hero have died in vain? And my son, Yi Xiong. The heads of the Jin and Winged Man clans shouted. They didn't want to let Lu Ming off just like that. Commander Wang has spoken. What else do you want? Are you questioning the judgment of the Heavenly King Divine Guards? The head of the Wu family said coldly. I'm not questioning Commander Wang's judgment. I'm questioning whether the evidence of him taking out the 9 absolute divine crystal is real or fake. The head of the Jin family said coldly. These words made many people's eyes move. That's right. Whether the evidence that Lu Ming took out was real or fake, it was hard to judge. What if it was fake? Commander Wang's brows furrowed again. If he really wants to make up for his mistakes, that's fine. Unless he brings back the real 9 absolute divine crystal. How about this? I'll give him a chance. Since he found the whereabouts of the 9 absolute divine crystal, then bring it back and let him complete it himself. The head of the Winged Man clan said. His gaze swept around and said, remember, I'm saying let him do it himself. None of you are allowed to help him or send anyone to help him. Let him complete it himself. This way, he can make up for his mistakes. Brother Yi's suggestion is good. I agree. I agree too. The heads of the Jin and Qin families spoke one after another. It would be dangerous for Lu Ming to take back the 9 absolute divine crystal by himself. Moreover, they had too many tricks up their sleeves. They could easily make Lu Ming die without a burial ground. No, I object. Isn't it a joke to let a heavenly god take back the 9 absolute divine crystal? The head of the Wu family said. If not, how can he make up for his mistakes? The head of the Jin family did not back down. You, the head of the Wu family glared at the head of the Jin family. I agree. At this moment, Lu Ming's voice was heard. Many people could not help but look at Lu Ming. Lu Ming agreed. All right, Wu Hani. This kid has agreed. What else do you have to say? The head of the Jin family said. The head of the Wu family glanced at Lu Ming and shook his head in the end. Since Lu Ming had agreed, what else could he say? Blue Merchant's eyes flashed, but he did not stop him. Remember, you're on your own. Blue Merchant can't help you. The Wu family can't send anyone to help you. Do you understand? The head of the Jin family said. Of course. Lu Ming said. Very well, then we'll wait for your good news. If you can't take back the 9 absolute divine crystal, you'll pay with your life. The head of the Jin family said. That's right. It's settled then. In the end, Commander Wang made the decision. Humph. Let's go. The family head of the Jin family, the family head of the Winged Man family, the family head of the Qin family, and the rest cast a cold glance at Lu Ming. They then led the experts of the 3 aristocratic families and turned to leave, disappearing in the blink of an eye. The storm was over. Then, Commander Wang left with his men. Lu Ming, you were too impulsive when you agreed just now. Blue Merchant sighed. What else can I do if I don't agree just now? Lu Ming smiled. The Dark Ice tribe shouldn't be weak. Are you confident? Blue Merchant asked. Although you can't help me, you didn't say that I can't borrow other forces. I can still borrow the forces of the Qin Tian Starfield. I should be able to deal with the Dark Ice tribe, Lu Ming said. I'm afraid that the Jin family, the Winged Man family, and the Qin family will secretly attack you, Blue Merchant said. Don't worry about that. During this time, I'll send people to keep an eye on the experts above the Divine King realm, the head of the Wu family said. However, they'll obviously send people to keep an eye on us. So, you'll have to rely on yourself, the head of the Wu family said. Well, thank you for your help this time. I'm very grateful. Lu Ming cupped his fists to express his gratitude. Haha, you're friends with Zifeng. That means you're a friend of the Wu family. How can I just sit by and do nothing? The head of the Wu family smiled. Then, both parties bade farewell and the head of the Wu family returned to the Wu family. Lu Ming and the Blue Merchant returned to the Starry Camp. Lu Ming, I have a feeling that your trip won't be peaceful. Take this treasure. In the courtyard of the Blue Merchant said. Then, he waved his hand and a small pagoda flew out. Chapter 3092. This is. Lu Ming stared at the small pagoda floating in front of him with a puzzled expression. This is the King Pagoda. It can greatly affect the star core of a god king. I refined it personally. Take it, it might be useful, Blue Merchant said. King Pagoda. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Lu Ming had seen this type of treasure in the Demon Capital Mountain before. During the battle in the Demon Capital Mountain, some young geniuses had used similar treasures to besiege the Dark Knight Demon King. This type of treasure could affect the star core of a god king, making it unstable and reducing the opponent's strength. That was how the Dark Knight Demon King had been killed. Of course, this King Pagoda can affect god kings in the 4th or 5th layer at most. The higher the cultivation, the smaller the effect. You have to use it wisely, Blue Merchant warned. Lu Ming nodded and kept it happily. If he used this King Pagoda well, he could turn the tables at a critical moment. Then, he chatted with Blue Merchant for a while before leaving. When he left, he saw Lan Ling was still the same as before. She snorted and ignored Lu Ming. Lu Ming was happy to be free. He returned to his residence and bade farewell to Autumn Moon. Lu Ming had no intention of bringing Autumn Moon back to Qin Tian Starfield. Autumn Moon's cultivation had just improved and she needed time to cultivate in seclusion. Moreover, Lu Ming felt that this trip would not be peaceful. It was better for him to travel alone. However, Autumn Moon also wanted to go back with Lu Ming. In the end, Lu Ming shook his head firmly. Only then did Autumn Moon give up. After bidding farewell to Autumn Moon, Lu Ming stepped on the transportation formation back to Qin Tian Starfield. After a long journey, Lu Ming finally returned to Qin Tian Starfield. He stepped out of the transportation formation in Myriad Spirit Star. Qin Tian Starfield, I'm finally back. Lu Ming took a deep breath and smiled. Now that he had returned to the domain of Qin Tian, he was not only going to wipe out the Dark Icemen and take back the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal, but he was also going to settle some old scores. Let's go back to Kongxian School first. Lu Ming's heart stirred. Then, he continued to take the teleportation portal and headed towards the Kongxian School. Teleported to a planet not far away from the Xiankong planet, then Lu Ming soared into the sky, crossed the void and rushed towards the Xiankong planet. With Lu Ming's current cultivation, it was a piece of cake for him to traverse the universe with his physical body. Now, the speed at which he traversed the starry skies with his corporeal body was even faster than many starry sky battleships. Just like Lu Ming's starry sky battleship, it wasn't even as fast as his corporeal body. Like a phantom, he flew through the universe. In front of him, a planet slowly grew bigger. That was the Kongxian planet. Hoo. Just then, a meteorite came crashing towards Lu Ming. This meteorite had a diameter of 1,000 miles. It had been floating in the starry skies before, but it suddenly came crashing towards Lu Ming. Sneak attack. Lu Ming squinted his eyes slightly, then threw a punch at the meteorite. Roar. A 9-clawed dragon rushed out with a roar. It was 10,000 meters long and its body was winding. It rushed towards the meteorite and collided with it heavily. Boom. With an earth-shattering roar, the meteorite exploded into small pieces of gravel and flew in all directions. Lu Ming could easily smash a meteorite with a diameter of 1,000 miles. Who is it? Lu Ming shouted coldly and looked around. Hehehe, Lu Ming, I haven't seen you for a while, but your cultivation has improved a lot. A sneer was heard. An old man appeared at the place where the meteorite had exploded. The elder looked at Lu Ming with a cold and sinister expression. Yuan Xiu, it's you. Murderous intent flashed in Lu Ming's eyes. This old man was none other than the inner elder of the Kongxian school, Yuan Xiu. His disciple, Ying Kang, had been killed by Lu Ming. The great sky saint, who was supported by Yuan Xiu, had also been killed by Lu Ming. After Lu Ming killed the great sky saint, Yuan Xiu sided with the Zhizun saint. Later on, the head of the Zhizun family betrayed the Kongxian school and was killed by Lu Ming. However, during that battle, Yuan Xiu had some matters to attend to and was lucky to escape. After knowing that the head of the Zhizun family had been killed, he didn't dare to return to the Kongxian school. However, his hatred for Lu Ming was monstrous. All these years, he had been wandering around the Kongxian planet, waiting for Lu Ming to be alone so that he could kill Lu Ming to vent his hatred. However, he had already arrived at the 9 Extinction Heavenly King residence. Yuan Xiu had waited for so many years. The heavens didn't disappoint those who waited. Finally, he met Lu Ming, who was alone. He attacked without hesitation. The meteorite just now was pushed over by Yuan Xiu. Hey, Lu Ming, today is the day you die. Yuan Xiu sneered, his murderous intent incomparably cold. You want to kill me with just you? Lu Ming said indifferently with a trace of disdain. When Lu Ming had just entered the Kongxian school, Yuan Xiu was indeed high and unreachable to him. He could kill Yuan Xiu with a flip of his hand. However, all these were in the past. Lu Ming had grown rapidly. A peak heavenly god like Yuan Xiu was nothing in his eyes. Lu Ming, if it wasn't for someone helping you, I would have killed you with a flip of my hand. Yuan Xiu shouted coldly. The aura on his body was released completely. A strong pressure pervaded between heaven and earth. Half-step Divine King, Lu Ming said in a low voice. Ha ha ha, not bad. Half-step Divine King, it's all thanks to you. Under such great pressure, I broke through and stepped into the half-step Divine King realm. No matter how talented you are, you're nothing in my eyes. Yuan Xiu laughed arrogantly. In his heart, no matter how talented and monstrous Lu Ming was, how many years had it been? Lu Ming was definitely not his opponent. After killing Lu Ming, he would find a place to cultivate diligently. Perhaps he could break through to the Divine King realm and become an expert in Qin Tian Starfield, living a carefree life. Oh, since you're so confident, I'll give you a chance. Come, attack me with your strongest attack. I'll let you die in peace. Lu Ming said indifferently. Brat, what tricks are you playing? Lu Ming's calmness and confidence made Yuan Xiu's eyes slightly narrowed. He was a little bewildered and looked around, afraid that there was someone else around. Don't worry, it's just me. There's no one else. Lu Ming said indifferently. Brat, I don't care what tricks you're playing. In the face of absolute power, everything is useless. Die. Yuan Xiu roared and threw a punch. A punch was like a light pillar, blasting towards Lu Ming at an extremely fast speed. It was about to drown Lu Ming. Roar. A dragon's roar was heard. A 9-clawed dragon was formed. It roared towards the sky and pounced on Yuan Xiu's punch. The 9-clawed dragon's aura was violent. It was several times stronger than Lu Ming's aura when he smashed the meteorite. Boom. When the 9-clawed divine dragon collided with the elementalist's fist force, it immediately dispersed the elementalist's fist force. However, the 9-clawed divine dragon was completely unharmed. Chapter 3093. Lu Ming condensed a 9-clawed dragon and easily defeated the elementalist's attack. The 9-clawed dragon was completely unharmed. Your cultivation? How is this possible? The elementalist's eyes widened as he shouted in disbelief. This outcome was completely different from what he had imagined. In his imagination, this move was enough to crush Lu Ming and crush Lu Ming into smithereens. But in the end, this move was easily broken by Lu Ming. Lu Ming's body emitted a terrifying aura. He found it hard to believe that Lu Ming's strength had reached such a level in such a short period of time. What? Is this all you've got? Now it's my turn, Lu Ming said coldly, his voice filled with killing intent. In his opinion, the elementalist's strength was too weak to withstand a single blow. Although the elementalist had reached the level of a half-step divine king, the divine power he controlled was very ordinary. It was only at the level of a king-grade divine power. His strength was far from that of a half-step divine king in the starry camp, let alone Lu Ming. Run, run. At this moment, there was only one word in the elementalist's mind, and that was to run. He retreated rapidly and dashed in another direction. But Lu Ming's figure flashed and appeared in front of him, blocking his path. Ah! The elementalist screamed in terror. His old face was contorted into a ball, filled with fear. Lu Ming, spare my life. The elementalist begged for mercy. Kill. But what answered him was Lu Ming's one word, which was filled with killing intent. Roar. A 9-clawed dragon roared and pounced towards the elementalist. It grabbed the elementalist with its claws and tore him apart, killing him amidst the elementalist's terrified screams. Back then, Elementalist had managed to avoid a calamity. If not for his appearance, Lu Ming would have almost forgotten about him. However, Elementalist had jumped out to seek his own death. This was exactly what Lu Ming wanted. After killing the Elementalist, Lu Ming felt much more relaxed and continued flying towards Kongshen School. Not long after, he saw a few streaks of light flying over from the mysterious Void Star. It's them. Lu Ming smiled. A few elders had come. One of them was Yu Xin's father, Yu Wuya. The other two were also veterans of Kongshen School. Evidently, they had sensed the battle earlier, and hurriedly rushed over. Holy Son Lu Ming, greetings, Holy Son Lu Ming. When Yu Wuya and the others saw Lu Ming, they were slightly taken aback and hurriedly saluted him. Elders, I trust you have been well since we last met. Lu Ming smiled. Holy Son Lu Ming, we sensed the fluctuations of a great battle just now. Did you notice it? Yu Wuya asked. It was Elementalist just now. He wanted to kill me. Lu Ming smiled. Elementalist. Yu Wuya and the others' expressions changed. Holy Son, are you alright? Where is Elementalist? Even though they saw that Lu Ming was fine, they still looked worried. Elementalist was an inner elder of Kongshen School and a peak heavenly god. I'm fine. Elementalist has been killed by me, Lu Ming said casually. What? Killed? Yu Wuya and the others were stunned. Then, they scanned Lu Ming's surroundings to see if Lu Ming had any helpers. They found it hard to believe that Elementalist was killed by Lu Ming. Let's go back to Kongshen School. I have something to tell you, Lu Ming said. Then, he flew towards Kongshen School. Yu Wuya and the others could only suppress their doubts. There are probably other experts following the Holy Sun. They just don't want to show themselves, Yu Wuya and the others thought. They still didn't believe that Lu Ming could kill Elementalist. Not long after, Lu Ming and the others returned to Kongshen School and immediately gathered the upper echelons of Kongshen School. Even though Lu Ming was just a holy son of Kongshen School, his influence was comparable to that of a schoolmaster. This was because everyone knew that there was a terrifying nether dragon behind Lu Ming. After the upper echelons of Kongshen School gathered, Lu Ming told them about the 9 Extinction God Crystal. What? The 9 Extinction God Crystal was stolen by the Dark Ice Race. That despicable Dark Ice Race. Qin Tian Star Zone was almost destroyed. After hearing Lu Ming's words, everyone started discussing. Everyone, I came back this time to destroy the Dark Ice Race, take back the 9 Extinction God Crystal, and ensure the safety of Qin Tian Star Zone. Therefore, I need the cooperation of the Kongxian school. Lu Ming said. Don't worry, Holy Son. The Kongxian school will do our best. Yu Wuya was the first to speak. We will do our best to cooperate. The other elders also spoke. As for Ouyang Qingxiang and the others, they naturally wouldn't object. Millimeter, that's good. You can start gathering people during this time. Lu Ming nodded. Holy Son Lu Ming, the Dark Ice race was a big race that competed with the Ice Soul race for supremacy. They are extremely powerful. I'm afraid that the Kongxian school alone won't be a match for them, Yu Wuya said. Don't worry. I'll make a trip to the Ice Soul race later. I believe that they will be very willing to cooperate. Lu Ming said. That's good. Yu Wuya and the others nodded. After that, the senior elders left one after another to make preparations. After leaving, they went to a place in the Kongxian school, the Nether Dragon secret realm. The Bone Demon had taken over the Nether Dragon's body and had been cultivating in the Nether Dragon secret realm to recover the Nether Dragon's strength. After such a long time, he didn't know how much strength the Nether Dragon had recovered. This time, he might need the Bone Demon's help. With familiarity, Lu Ming entered the Nether Dragon secret realm and flew toward the Bone Demon's place of seclusion. Not long after, Lu Ming saw a huge Nether Dragon lying on the ground like a mountain range. Its body emitted a dim light. Lu Ming, you're here. When Lu Ming arrived, the Nether Dragon's huge body moved. Its huge eyes looked at Lu Ming. Senior Bone Demon, how's the recovery of this Nether Dragon's strength? Lu Ming asked. Hehe, you can feel it. The Bone Demon chuckled. Then, a huge dragon aura was emitted from the Nether Dragon's body. This dragon aura was so strong that it shook the heavens and earth. The entire Nether Dragon secret realm shook violently. Terrifying, extremely terrifying. It made Lu Ming feel like he was facing peak Divine King experts like the Jin family and the Winged Man family. This is peak Divine King. Lu Ming said with a trembling voice. Ayo, kid, you're quite knowledgeable. Not bad. This Nether Dragon's divine power has been restored to peak Divine King. The Bone Demon chuckled, full of pride. Amazing, amazing. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Lu Ming did not expect that Bone Demon had already restored the Nether Dragon's abilities to the peak of the God King realm. With such abilities, not to mention the Qin Tian Star sector, even in the 9-Ju Heavenly King mansion, he would be an overlord. As long as an existence above Divine King did not appear, it would be invincible. It's a pity that this Nether Dragon has been suppressed for so many years. Its origin has been greatly exhausted. Even if I use all my means, it can only recover to this extent. Could it be that it has surpassed Divine King? The Bone Demon sighed. Chapter 3094. After all, the Nether Dragon had been suppressed for many years. Even with Bone Demon's means, recovering to the peak Divine King realm was his limit. It's okay to use it for now. It's not very useful. I'll have to change it in the future, Bone Demon muttered. However, Lu Ming was already very satisfied. With Bone Demon's current strength and his help, Lu Ming could do many things with ease. Senior Bone Demon, I'm here to ask for your help. Lu Ming then told Bone Demon about the Dark Ice Tribe and the 9-Ju Sacred Crystal. Sure, just let me know when you're ready to set off. Bone Demon said. Okay. Lu Ming nodded. Logically speaking, Bone Demon was not needed to deal with the Dark Ice Tribe this time. However, Lu Ming felt that it would not be so simple this time. He wanted Bone Demon to follow him as a precaution. Lu Ming bade farewell and headed toward the Ice Soul clan. After arriving at the Ice Spirit clan, Lu Ming was immediately received by the tribe leader. How is it, Lu Ming? Is there any news about the 9-Ju Sacred Crystal? The tribe leader could not wait to ask as soon as he saw Sumo Yes. Lu Ming nodded and said, the 9-Ju Sacred Crystal is indeed with the Dark Ice Tribe. It's true. I guessed it right. The tribe leader's eyes lit up. However, I ran into some trouble in the 9-Ju Heavenly King mansion. This time, the 9-Ju Heavenly King mansion will not send anyone to help us. They want us to deal with the Dark Ice Tribe by ourselves, take back the 9-Ju sacred crystal, and hand it over to the 9-Ju Heavenly King Mansion. Lu Ming briefly explained what had happened in the 9-Ju Heavenly King Mansion. Of course, Lu Ming skipped over some things that should not be said. I see. The tribe leader nodded and said, "We will do our best to deal with the Dark Ice tribe," but, the patriarch of the Ice Spirit clan pondered for a moment. "But what?" Lu Ming asked. "I've been keeping an eye on the Dark Ice tribe all these years. The Dark Ice tribe is hiding in a secret place in the Qintian Star area. They've built that area into an impregnable fortress. Plus, the Dark Ice tribe is very powerful. I'm afraid it'll be difficult for the Ice Soul tribe and the Kongshen school to destroy the Dark Ice tribe alone. Even if we can, we'll suffer great losses," the chief of the Ice Spirit clan said worriedly. It wasn't that he didn't know where the Dark Ice race was hiding. On the contrary, he knew where the Dark Ice race was hiding. But why hadn't the Ice Soul clan attacked the Dark Ice clan and exterminated the Dark Ice clan for so many years? It was because they weren't strong enough. The Dark Ice race had set up many great formations in their hiding place. They also had many experts. Even if the Ice Soul race was stronger as a whole, they would lose a lot of strength if they wanted to destroy the Dark Ice race. This gave the Red Flame race an opportunity. That was why the Ice Soul race hadn't attacked the Dark Ice race yet. Now, the chief of the Ice Soul race was also worried about the same thing. "Don't worry. This matter concerns the safety of the Qintian Star Zone. The other forces can't stay out of it. The Red Flame race, the 3 overlords, and the other forces have to send people to fight," Lu Ming said. "It's not that easy to get them to send people to fight," the chief of the Ice Soul race sighed. "Send someone to inform them first. If they don't send people to fight, we'll think about it later," Lu Ming said. The chief of the Ice Soul race nodded. This was the only way. Immediately, the chief of the Ice Soul race sent messengers to the other forces to inform them to send experts to fight. They wanted to exterminate the Dark Ice race and take back the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal to protect the safety of the Qintian Star Zone. Lu Ming waited in the Ice Soul race's headquarters. At this moment, the various forces were welcoming uninvited guests. In a hall of the Invincible Kens, the Invincible Kens sect master led the experts of the Invincible Kens to welcome a young man. The young man wore a golden robe and stood in the hall with his hands behind his back. He had a proud look on his face. He was only a heavenly god, but he looked as if he didn't care about the supreme beings of the Invincible Kens sect master. If Lu Ming was here, he would be able to tell that the young man was from the Jin clan of the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion. "Greetings, envoy of the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion," the Invincible Kens sect master and the others bowed respectfully to the young man from the Jin clan. "No need to be so polite." The young man from the Jin clan waved his hand and said, "Let's get straight to the point. I'm here for the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. Envoy, didn't you say that the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal will be given 1,000 years later? It's not time yet." The faces of the Invincible Kens sect master and the others changed. "Let me finish first." The young man from the Jin clan's face darkened. The Invincible Kens sect master and the others did not dare to make a sound. "There's a man called Lu Ming from the Qintian Starfield who came to the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion to investigate the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal," the young man from the Jin clan said. Lu Ming. The faces of the Invincible Kens sect master and the others changed again when they heard that. Killing intent flashed in their eyes. Lu Ming found out about the whereabouts of the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. The 9 Extinction Divine Crystal is in the hands of a tribe called the Dark Ice Tribe in the Qintian Starfield. The young man from the Jin clan continued. The faces of the Invincible Kens sect master and the others changed again. They were surprised. They did not expect the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal to be in the hands of the Dark Ice Tribe. However, this Lu Ming is audacious and has no regard for the law. He has offended a big shot in the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion. Therefore, the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion sent Lu Ming back to take back the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. However, the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion will not send anyone to help him. However, I reckon that Lu Ming will ask the local forces of the Qin Tian star field to help him take back the 9 extinction divine crystal. The young man from the Jin clan said. After hearing that, the faces of the Invincible Ken's sect master and the others changed again. After a while, the Invincible Ken's sect master said, "Don't worry, I know what to do." The Invincible Ken's sect master will not send anyone to help Lu Ming and prevent him from completing the task. He thought that the young man from the Jin clan had come to warn him not to send anyone to help Lu Ming. This was exactly what he wanted. He did not want to send anyone to help Lu Ming anyway. No, 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 the young man from the Jin clan shook his head and said, "What I mean is, not only must you send someone, but you must also send all your expert." Ah! What? The Invincible Ken's sect master and the others were confused. Could it be that the messenger was here to help Lu Ming? However, the young man from the Jin clan changed his tone and his eyes flashed. He said, "You must send all your experts. When you take back the 9 extinction divine crystal, you must find a chance to kill Lu Ming. Do you understand?" The Invincible Ken's sect master and the others were shocked. They finally understood what the young man from the Jin clan meant. The young man meant for them to pretend to cooperate and find a chance to kill Lu Ming. The young man's real goal was to kill Lu Ming. Understood. Don't worry, messenger. We will do our best to kill Lu Ming. The Invincible Ken's sect master bowed and replied, a cold light flashing in his eyes. Chapter 3095. Killing Lu Ming was exactly what the patriarch of the Invincible Kens wanted. He had been thinking about killing Lu Ming all the time. This was great news for him. Of course, he agreed without hesitation. This time, not only you, but all the forces in the Qin Tian Star area that have a grudge against Lu Ming will participate. When the time comes, Lu Ming will die, the young man from the Jin family said, his eyes flashing with cold light. This time, the Jin family, the Winged Man family, and the Qin family had sent many young men to the Qin Tian Star area. They knew that the Wu family would keep an eye on the experts of those families. Sending experts to the Qin Tian Star area to kill Lu Ming was inconvenient. After all, they had to go through the teleportation formation. However, the Wu family could not keep an eye on the young men below the Divine King realm. There were too many young men from those families. Moreover, those young men often traveled outside to temper themselves. It was too easy for them to go anywhere they wanted. Therefore, the families had sent some young men to the Qin Tian Star area to communicate with the forces that had a grudge against Lu Ming. They wanted to kill Lu Ming secretly. How could they let Lu Ming get the 9 extinction divine crystal so easily? They could not let him go back alive. This was the reason why the patriarch of the Jin family and the others had taken a step back. With so many forces joining hands, Lu Ming will die. The patriarch of the Invincible Kens said. Yes, of course he has to die. Also, this time, my Jin clan has brought you a reward. Then, a jade bottle appeared in the young man's hand. This is, the patriarch of the Invincible Kens was puzzled. There is a king breakthrough pellet in here. Your cultivation base is in the 3rd King God realm, right? After you take it, your cultivation base will reach the 4th King God realm in a short time, the young man from the Jin family said. What? My cultivation base will reach the 4th King God realm? The patriarch of the Invincible Kens exclaimed. His eyes were burning with passion as he stared at the jade bottle in the young man's hand. If it were not for the young man's identity, he would have snatched it away. Breaking through to the 4th King God realm, he almost jumped up, his face flushed red with excitement. It was too difficult to break through the Divine King realm. He had cultivated for countless years and used countless treasures to reach the 3rd sky of King God realm. However, this was already his limit. He understood that it was very likely that he would stop here in this lifetime. However, the king-breaking pellet from the young man of the Jin family could help him break through to the 4th King God layer. How could he not be excited? In the Qin Tian Star area, only the Ice Soul clan and the Flaming Flame clan had the 4th sky of King God realm. They were the 2 strongest clans in the Qin Tian Star area. If he were to break through to the 4th stage of the Tao God King realm, he would immediately become an invincible existence in the Qin Tian starfield. His heart was already beating violently. A trace of disdain appeared on the corner of the young man's mouth. In the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion, not many people would use the King Breakthrough Pill. Indeed, the King Breaking Pill could allow one to break through a cultivation level in a short period of time. However, there was a huge drawback to it, and that was that after breaking through, one could forget about breaking through again. Sacrificing the future in exchange for a breakthrough in the present, which genius would do such a thing? However, it was suitable for people like the patriarch of the invincible Kens. The Jin family and the Winged Man clan were well aware of Lu Ming's strength. Lu Ming had a metallic life form that could kill a third king god layer existence. If the patriarch of the invincible Kens and the others went to kill Lu Ming, they would definitely not be able to do so. However, if they could break through to the fourth king god layer, they would have a great chance of killing Lu Ming. Take it. Hurry up and break through. The young man of the Jin family handed the jade bottle to the patriarch of the invincible Kens. The patriarch of the invincible Kens trembled as he received the bottle, and then thanked him profusely. The other senior members of the invincible Kens looked incomparably envious. The young man of the Jin family sneered inwardly. He naturally didn't tell the invincible Kens about Lu Ming's true strength. If he told them, they would be fearful. When the time came, they wouldn't be as decisive. As for whether these people would be killed by Lu Ming, he couldn't be bothered. In his eyes, these people were trash. If they died, they died. What did it have to do with him? As long as he could kill Lu Ming. If you do well this time, the Jin family won't mistreat you. The young man of the Jin family made an empty promise, then left the invincible Kens. At the same time, young men from the immeasurable sacred ground, the Mystic Academy, and the Flaming Tribe arrived. Moreover, they were all given King Breakthrough pills to help them break through. They only had one goal, and that was to kill Lu Ming. Lu Ming naturally didn't know about this. He waited quietly in the Ice Soul Clan's residence. Before long, the people the Ice Soul Clan's patriarch had sent to the various factions responded. They agreed. And they said they would do their best. Lu Ming was slightly taken aback when he heard this. That's right. Whether it's the Flaming Tribe or the Invincible Kens, they agreed to send people to kill the Dark Ice Soul Clan and take back the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. The reason they gave was for the safety of the Qin Tian Star Zone. That's strange. I thought they wouldn't agree so readily. The Ice Soul Clan's patriarch frowned, full of doubts. Who cares what tricks they're playing? We'll deal with it when the time comes. Perhaps they really do care about the safety of the Qin Tian Star Zone. If they don't take back the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal, they'll die in 1,000 years, Lu Ming said. Lu Ming naturally didn't believe that the other party would agree so readily. He guessed that there must be something fishy going on. However, he had the Bone Demon. What was he afraid of? I hope so. I'll start gathering the experts and head to the Myriad Spirit Star, the Ice Soul Clan's patriarch said. Lu Ming nodded, then left the Ice Soul Clan and returned to the Kongxian school. A month later, the experts of the Qin Tian 13 sects, the Flaming Tribe, and the Ice Soul Clan gathered at the Myriad Spirit Star. The Ice Soul Clan is familiar with the territory of the Dark Ice Soul Clan. This time, you lead the way, the Flaming Tribe's patriarch said to the Ice Soul Clan's patriarch. The Ice Soul Clan's patriarch nodded, then the experts set off. They took the teleportation formation to an area not far from the Ice Soul Clan. Then, they took the interstellar battleships and rushed to the hiding place of the Dark Ice Soul Clan. The interstellar battleships cut across the starry sky, dazzling and eye-catching. Soon, a galaxy appeared in front of them. From afar, this galaxy looked extremely strange. The light of the star in this galaxy was very dim, as if it was about to be extinguished. However, some of the planets around the star were snow-white. From afar, they looked like white pearls. Even though there was a great distance between them, they could still feel a terrifying chill permeating the air. This is where the Dark Ice Soul Clan is hiding. The entire galaxy has been set up by the Dark Ice Soul Clan. It won't be easy to break in. We'll need to work together, the Ice Soul Clan's patriarch said. Then what are we waiting for? Let's kill. The Flaming Tribe's patriarch said. Okay, let's break the formation first, then kill our way in. The Ice Soul Clan's patriarch nodded. Chapter 3096. After reaching an agreement, they left the cosmic battleship and crossed the starry sky with their physical bodies, rushing toward the galaxy where the Dark Ice Tribe lived. In the starry sky, they rushed forward like shooting stars. This time, the weakest among those who came to attack the Dark Ice Tribe was a heavenly god. They had no problem crossing the starry sky. Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Activate the formation. As soon as they appeared, they were discovered by the people of the Dark Ice Tribe. They shouted loudly. Suddenly, runes appeared on those snow-white planets. These runes intertwined again and formed a huge formation. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Then, endless sword lights rushed out from those planets. Each of the battle swords was extremely huge. They were completely made of ice and were tens of thousands of miles long. They were extremely powerful. Humph! You want to stop us with a formation? Destroy them. The leader of the Flaming Tribe shouted coldly. His body was as dazzling as the sun. With a slap, dozens of ice swords exploded. At the same time, the leader of the Invincible Kens and the others also attacked. Sword lights rushed into the sky and destroyed those ice swords. They naturally had to attack now to lower Lu Ming's guard. However, they did not use their full strength. Bam! Bam! The ice swords formed by the Dark Ice Tribe's formation kept exploding. In the face of so many experts from the Qin Tian galaxy, the Dark Ice Tribe's formation was not strong enough. Soon, they rushed into the galaxy. Boom! Boom! The 13 sects of Qin Tian, the Flaming Tribe, and the Ice Soul Tribe had so many divine kings. With so many divine kings attacking together, the power was earth-shattering. Rays of divine light blasted toward those planets. Boom! 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 Those planets seemed to have experienced a magnitude of tens of earthquakes. Every ray of divine light blasted a large part of the planet. Mountains collapsed and the earth cracked. It was a true landslide. When a divine king attacked with his full strength, he could really destroy a planet. Moreover, there were so many divine kings. It was devastating. The earth collapsed and the entire planet kept exploding. The formation engraved on the planet was naturally destroyed. There were screams coming from those planets. Those were the people of the Dark Ice Tribe. Under the attack of the divine kings, those people of the Dark Ice Tribe exploded and their bodies and souls were destroyed. How dare the Dark Ice Clan steal the treasures of the 9-extinction Heavenly King Mansion? Kill without mercy. Cold voices sounded out as everyone broke through the barriers. The outermost planets of the star system were quickly broken through. Everyone charged into the depths of the galaxy. There was a huge planet closest to the star. That was the core of the Dark Ice race. Very quickly, all the planets in the periphery were broken through by them. They directly killed their way to the core planet. That is the core base of the Dark Ice race. Kill. The patriarch of the Ice Soul Clan pointed at the vast glacier in front of them and shouted. In front of them was a vast expanse of glacier. As far as the eye could see, glacier that were tens of thousands of meters tall could be seen everywhere, and they occupied a vast and boundless area. This was the real core of the Dark Ice Tribe. Many of the Dark Ice Tribe's experts lived here. The chieftain of the Ice Soul Clan led a large number of experts of the Ice Soul Clan to attack the glacier. Lu Ming and the experts from Kongshen School also rushed inside. Boom! Boom! At this moment, powerful auras burst out from the endless glacier. Some of them had even reached the Divine King realm. The experts of the Dark Ice Tribe also came out. Bastards of the Ice Soul Clan, kill. Let's fight to the death. The people of the Dark Ice Tribe roared. They knew that they would not be able to survive today. They could only fight to the death. Many figures rushed out from the endless glacier and fought with the experts of the Ice Soul Clan and Kongshen School. A fierce battle broke out. At this moment, the people of the Flaming Tribe, Invincible Kens, Mystic Academy and other forces slowed down and even stopped at the back. Let them fight first. It's best if both sides are injured. Let's get ready too. The sect master of the Invincible Kens and the dean of the Winged Demon Academy communicated secretly. Murderous intent flashed in their eyes. In the end, they stopped at a distance and secretly prepared. These fellows are indeed unreliable. The people of the Ice Soul clan also noticed those people's actions. However, they were busy fighting with the Dark Ice tribe and could not do anything about it. There's something fishy going on. Lu Ming stood in the air, the corners of his lips curling into a cold smile. He naturally saw the actions of the Invincible Kens and other forces. If these people want to die, I don't mind swallowing them whole. A black-robed man next to Lu Ming sneered. This black-robed man was naturally Ji Mo in disguise. No, don't attack unless it's absolutely necessary, Lu Ming said. Ji Mo was his trump card. He would not attack unless it was absolutely necessary. The two sides continued to fight, but Lu Ming's side had the upper hand. Even if there were only the Ice Soul clan and Kongshen school, their strength was far above the Dark Ice tribes. Previously, they had been wary of the killing formation set up by the Dark Ice tribe. Now that the killing formation had been broken, the Dark Ice tribe was naturally no match for them. There was an elder from the Ice Soul clan who was extremely powerful. Wherever he went, no one was his match. He had already killed 6 divine kings. Lu Ming could see that the elder was at the 4th layer of the King God realm. He should be the ancestor of the Ice Soul clan. The Dark Ice tribe did not have anyone at the 4th layer of the King God realm. The strongest was at the 3rd layer of the King God realm. The 3rd layer of the King God realm from the Dark Ice tribe was locked in a fierce battle with the patriarch of the Ice Soul clan. However, no one was a match for the ancestor of the Ice Soul clan. He was invincible. His body flashed and he killed an expert of the Ice Soul clan. With the help of the other experts, the battle was one-sided. Soon, more than half of the Ice Soul clan's experts were killed. And Yin, how dare you steal the treasure of the 9 Extinction Heavenly King Mansion? How dare you? Hand over the 9 Extinction Divine Crystal. The patriarch of the Ice Soul clan shouted. Don't even think about it. If you want it, come and get it yourself. The Dark Ice tribe's patriarch sneered. Since you want to die, I will fulfill your wish. The ancestor of the Ice Spirit clan charged toward An Yin, the leader of the Dark Ice clan. Boom. The ancestor of the Ice Soul clan slammed his palm down. A boundless cold wave turned into a terrifying palm energy that shot toward An Yin. An Yin's expression changed drastically. He used all his strength to counter the attack. However, a 3rd layer of the King God realm could not withstand the strength of a 4th layer of the King God realm. With a loud explosion, An Yin's body was sent flying. Even though he cultivated ice attribute divine power, a layer of ice still appeared on his body, almost freezing him. He spat out a mouthful of blood. However, as soon as the blood came out, it turned into ice crystals. The ancestor of the Ice Soul clan pounced on An Yin like a ferocious lion. Senior, please spare his life. Lu Ming shouted in time. The ancestor of the Ice Soul clan held back a little. However, An Yin was still sent flying. A layer of ice covered him completely, making it difficult for him to move. You're tuning in to the Celestial War YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.